Alright Jenny lovers, well, we're going to try and do something a little bit different here. I thought we'd do some car maintenance videos. I'm just going to go over some of the simple, really easy tasks that, in all honesty really, you should be embarrassed if you're paying a garage to do these things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out to the car and we're going to show you how to check the oil level in the engine and top it up as necessary. Obviously oil, very important. You don't want to let it get too low, but also you don't want to let it get too high either. Okay, well, we're out here. We've got my car here. It's quite an old car, but the moral of these stories is that if you look after a car, it does actually go on for quite some time. So what we're going to do for the oil checking and topping up, we're going to first of all pop the bonnet. So, just find the bonnet release, and it's usually driver's side. You'll just find a lever underneath the dashboard, and you just pull it, and you hear that go. And on these, pull the release at the front. You might find that underneath the bonnet. And what we've got in here, you're looking for this. The really obvious thing is the dipstick. And there it is, bright red, so you can see it on any car. It's going to be pretty obvious when you get underneath the bonnet. And you see in my hand I've got some tissue. All this is for is we've got to wipe the oil off the dipstick, because at the moment it'll have oil splashed all over it. So we get hold of that, pull it out, and you can see that's quite a mess. So we're just going to wipe all that off. You need to make sure you don't get oil on your hands, because certainly used engine oil can be carcinogenic. Put it back in, pull it back out. This car's got a little bit of a problem with condensation just in the dipstick, because the seal around here is gone, and that's why you see this sort of yucky, muddy brown. Normally you wouldn't get that, but unfortunately it seems to be a quirk of these old 1990s Volvos. It's not a problem. It doesn't mean that any of the gaskets are gone. It just makes it a little bit harder to see the levels. Right, and what we can see on here, the sludgy deposit at the end, the oil's just up to there, and if I wipe that now clean, we can see on that we've got two little markers. The one closest to your handle is the maximum. The oil level should never be higher than that mark, and then that one there is the minimum, and the oil level should never be less than that mark. And if you look at the details for your particular car, it will tell you how much oil you put in the sump to take the oil level from the minimum to the maximum. With this particular car, it's a litre. So we know if we dip that again, and we're actually, oh, naughty, just underneath the minimum. It's not major bad, but we now know that we need to put a litre of oil in there effectively to bring it back up to full. So what we're going to do is find the oil filler, and on this car we can see there we've got a big thing on the top of the engine. So what we do with that, untwist it and take it off, and we can see in there the oil's in there, and if we look down inside you can actually see into the engine. But we're going to put that to one side. Now make sure you don't get any crap falling in. You don't want your tissue going in, you certainly don't want dust, sand or anything else. Because that's obviously straight into the inner workings of the engine. So we know we need about a litre of oil. I've got here what I happen to know is the right grade of oil for this car, but you need to check with the manual for your car what grade it takes. Certainly newer cars will take fully synthetic oil, and it may even be that certain brands require a slightly certain mix of oil. But this particular engine, 10W40, is just what it likes. So we've got the right stuff here. And what we're going to do is literally just pour it in that hole. Now we know it needs a litre. So this has already been opened, and you can see down the side of the oil there's like a little gauge there effectively which tells you how much oil is in there. So we've probably got just over a litre in there, so we don't want to put it all in. And all we're doing is tipping and pouring it in there. Try not to get it everywhere. And certainly if you spill oil over the outside of the engine, you try and clear it up, because if it drips down onto your exhaust manifold, it will obviously smoke off when the engine gets hot, and that will produce a lot of blue smoke. Right, I'm putting it all in. So we'll put that to there, and at this point I need to point out that you don't then immediately dip the oil, because that oil's got to stand a chance to get down to the bottom of the engine. So I'll just leave that a moment. And also, if the engine's been running, it's always best to leave it for a few minutes just to let all the oil drain back down into the bottom, otherwise you'll get a lower than normal reading. Right, well, we've given that oil a chance to work its way down. So we're now going to go back to the dipstick, pull it out, clean it off, dip, and what we can see on there is that the oil level has come up. It's now above the minimum line, but it's still not at full, so we'll put that back in there and we put some more oil in. Remember, little and often, because you can always put more oil in, but it's very difficult to take it out if you accidentally put too much in. Right, we've given that oil some time to get to the bottom, so wipe it off. And what we can see there is that we've come up to about 2/3 of the way up. And actually, in all honesty, I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy with that at 2/3. That's more than enough. It's above the minimum, below the maximum. With an older car like this, it may burn a little bit of oil, but hey, this has done nearly 220,000 miles, so it's entitled to be a bit greedy. But last thing, don't forget, put this back on. You do not want, under any circumstances, to drive your car around with this missing, because all sorts of rubbish are going to get in there. So put it in, twist it until it clicks shut, and that's it. Dead easy. Okay, well, I hope that's been really informative to you. Dead quick, simple and easy, and it's something that'll prolong the life of your car. Make sure you don't get into any really quite nasty breakdowns with your engine chewing itself through lack of oil. But it's something that really, once you get a little bit of knowledge in these areas, it's so simple and you can save yourself a fortune. So I hope that's been really informative to you. Don't forget to like this video and share it too. Let everybody know about this really simple and easy things you can do to save money with car maintenance. And it's not difficult. I mean, I can do it, so you can do it. Anyway, you take very good care of yourself, and it's me, Kirk, saying until next time.